everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Dragway Memories. Got lots to show you as usual. Going to start off with our continuing Canadian Pro Stock series. This week it's Bill Innis.
Bill Innis. Boy, this guy really shook things up in the short period of time that he was around. This was his first foray as a pro stocker. Never was competitive. You can see his ad trying to build up a speed shop, a racing enterprise here, and that car was only driven on the track a couple of times. Dave Neal can tell us a bit more on how well it did, but not very well. But he did get better and found some money to go more serious pro stock racing, and Larry Broga got wind that Bill Innis was fielding a top drawer Gap and Roush built car, and Broga, being an American, he'd run some top gas cars and generally very quick cars, was signed on to drive this car out of Gap and Roush, and it was quite competitive, and it did very well in the short period of time that Bill had it. And here it is at San Air, looking really good. They're really getting into their own. Broga was a good driver of the car right from the start. They go to Indy, and the line lock button fails, and there goes Larry into the guardrail. Several famous, that's a Norman Blake shot. There's several famous shots of the car going into the rails, and Larry's recovering best he can. Mostly superficial. They needed to do some everything from the radiator forward was gone and needed to be replaced, so they shipped it back to Gap and Roush so that the repairs could be made. Gap and Roush says, you still owe us some money. So unless Bill came up with more money, they were going to keep the car. They did end up keeping the car and parting it out.
The box art. Almost running out, but not quite. Here's some more 1970s Dragway Park action.
Tom McEwen.
At least his car.
Russell Long maybe drove for him.
Didn't Pickett? Bob Pickett, perhaps?
I'm not sure.
Somebody did.
King and Marshall.
McEwen did run the track, though, during the IHRA National Event in 92 with his 57 Chevy.
Yeah.
Funny car.
Tom McEwen was 713. Don Perdue was number 712, so that one was a different number. Anyways, we'll find out. The Jungle Man, number one funny car of all time, rightfully so.
Yep.
Bill Levitt, Quickie 2.
No argument there.
No. Match racers, they traveled all over.
Jungle strapped one on him, or he was just dead early. No, he was dead perfect.
Here's some photos from Bob Steyer. He was a photographer back in the salad days at Cayuga Dragway Park. We're going to start with some modifieds. Here we go.
Modified Eliminator action here at Dragway Park. Nobby Siegfried and Brian Bly, the four-banger hanger number 3. Here they are at Sanair. They were very, very good racers, and they knew how to make their way through some unusual combinations like this M. Gasser, Carmen Gia, always Volkswagen powered. They did very well for themselves and traveled to Sanair in some of the bigger races. Always did a great job for the VW crowd here in Canada. And Peto in the 6-cylinder Boss 302 headed machine. That was an early version. They had several different versions of Altereds, all T-buckets. One of them they sold to Jim Lindsay, and as far as I know, they have retired now, and Jim Lindsay's still going strong, running his Falcon. And 2 heavyweight 55 Chevys. I'll tell you, the racing head service of the Vanny Brothers, a G modified production car mostly. It ate ring and pinions, a lot of transmissions through it. It had a 50-pound flywheel and a 717 rear gear. That's probably in 3rd gear by the time you got to the 8th mile, but a very hard-running machine. In the other lane, Fred Spate in the race car improvements machine, that is a hardtop, and you can see that car has been doing some running at Sanair. Had a very similar scoop to the racing head service Vanny Brothers machine. And that was a great era of modified production racing here at Cayuga. You can see Jim Lindsay's Falcon in the background. George Gotti, E-modified production car. This is an East Coast car, and I believe that George's family still owns this car. A 67 Camaro, I don't know much more about it. It was running an E-modified production, so probably had around a 302 with a 4-speed in it. Here running a division points meet at Dragway Park.
Well, thanks for watching this week's edition of Dragway Memories. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. I got some videos being done now, so we should have some new footage in the next couple of weeks. So remember, hook hard, go straight. I hope you're never late, and may your God bless you. See you next week.